Hello, I'm going to tell you about the key points from Chapter 10. We'll start with clarification. The book says, we assume that people use words the same way we do. And when we assume that, it often leads to miscommunication. And so it's important that we understand what the client is saying and we clarify what we're hearing. When seeking clarification, it is important to invite the client to explain further what they are talking about and how they're feeling. An example of this would be if a client were to say they are feeling anxious. I could not assume that they mean it the same way I do, because my feeling personally is that I experience shortness of breath and I feel intense fear. Now, to better understand what a client experiences while they're anxious, I might ask, or I would say and ask, I understand that you are feeling anxious. And then I will pause, give them some time to reflect on their feelings and what's going on. And I would say, will you tell me what your anxious experiences are like? So the book really gives some great examples about what to say, and I found that if I make flashcards out of them and have a partner practice with me, it's really helpful to me to say kind of along the lines what a practitioner would. So that's a great way to practice if you're looking for some extra help with asking questions and what to say as a practitioner. If the client does not open up further in the discussion, it means that the practitioner is asking either too many questions or they're asking them too quickly. Allowing silence. Allowing silence helps to give the client time to think about or process what they have said, what the practitioner said, and overall what they're feeling and thinking. Pausing can also seem inviting for the client to show their emotions non-verbally or verbally. Also, it's important that some people have silence to think. On the other hand, some people think that silence is a lack of interest, or it can seem as being rejecting. So in that case, if the client appears to be uncomfortable with the pause, then the book says that you could say, what were you thinking about during the silence? And this kind of helps to, bring back their trust in you, kind of, and make it seem like you're actually caring. It's just you offer them silence so they could think. And it shows that you're still interested. The book also talks about eye contact, and it's kind of up to the practitioner to decide if it's helpful to the client or not, because it could seem like pressuring or possibly distracting if you're like staring right at them while they're trying to think. So you kind of want to do whatever you think the client is most comfortable with. So talking about strengths. As a practitioner, understanding the strengths, resources, positive factors, and challenges about the client, it can be helpful to learn about when the client tries to resolve their issues. For example, I struggle with anxiety. However, I have found that my dog, a positive factor, he helps to provide me comfort. And I never would have guessed that he would have been that positive resource for me, but it's definitely helped with solving my issue. Something interesting about listening to the client identify their strengths and positive factors is that it will show us, or it'll show like the practitioner how willing the client is to see the positive in their life. And with this, I kind of thought that you could think back to your introductions at the beginning of this semester, and did you find many strengths and positive factors about yourself? Also, what does that say about you personally? So kind of think about how much you had to say that was good about yourself. Did you find a lot that was good? Did you struggle to find your strengths? I personally did. For me, it kind of said a lot because I felt like I should have had more strengths. So just kind of, that's something I'd encourage you to think about. The book gives us some key areas to look at for the clients. It's on pages 177 and 178. I'll read this out to you. It says the past ability to solve or manage problems. Level of resilience. This includes things such as a positive outlook, trust in others, confidence and ability to cope, positive self-esteem, and strong cultural identity. Common sense or ability to use the past experience and knowledge to figure out what to do. Support from friends, neighbors, church, family, and community. Financial support. Eligibility for social service support. Adequate housing. Safe area to live. Adequate schooling. And finally, ability to obtain or maintain employment. So those are just kind of some of the areas that you want to look at their strengths and their resources that could be helpful to them when solving an issue. So along with strengths, we have empowerment, and they work together. Empowerment perspective from chapter 2 is all about individuals and groups and or the communities to take control of their circumstances and achieve their goals. So when clients understand their strengths, it results in their confidence and the feeling of empowerment. A practitioner will want to ask the client about how they have overcome a challenge, just to kind of get them thinking about the positive or positivity and the control that they've already had. So it kind of helps them feel that empowerment and strength. Respect to the client can be shown through expressing understanding and validating the client. By showing interest, by identifying with their strengths, resources, potential, and capacities, the practitioner is able to show respect. It is important to use language that shows that the practitioner believes the client can change and is able to solve their problems. So that overall shows respect. And that about wraps it up for this week. I hope you enjoyed my video. Goodbye.